Hello, everyone, and thank you for tuning in. Today, we're going to be looking at VeChain and its valuations against Bitcoin, Ethereum, and the US dollar. Remember, if you do like this video and the other videos that I make on this channel, be sure to hit the like button down below and also consider subscribing. VeChain for the past was it 4 days or so has been bleeding against Bitcoin, and it would that would be attributed to Bitcoin rising. Now, it wasn't a stark rise. Okay, so you might be wondering, well, the volatility wasn't too bad. However, why would it cause like VeChain to dump, say, was it like 10%, more than 10%, 15%? Against Bitcoin? Well, it was because, well, I think it is because Bitcoin was so close to $50,000, and it still is in the realm of $50,000. So a $50,000 Bitcoin is on everyone's mind. Whether that before breaking it, it was looking to see to break it, and probably pouring liquidity to be a part of that. And now it is to protect and hold $50,000. So again, all eyes are on Bitcoin, resulting in the bleed of alts. But for today, VeChain is up 8% against Bitcoin, and coincidentally enough, it has used the upper trading channel as support. So we see here that for a long time, VeChain was treating this line as resistance, and here we are on the flip side, treating it as support now, which is quite reassuring, I would say, in considering the situation we're in. I think the current situation right now with altcoins is a little precarious, because Bitcoin's above $50,000. I suspect the likelihood of a Bitcoin run past $50,000 and onwards is quite high. We might see Bitcoin volatility shoot back up while it's making that run. And if that's the case, then VeChain against Bitcoin would bleed. However, seeing it hold as support is quite all right with me for now. And that's essentially what we want to see with Bitcoin. Sorry, with VeChain. And what's interesting is that, when we look at VeChain and say look at Cardano, which has been the clear winner, one of the clear winners of this current cycle. I mean, it's outpacing everything. Anyone who bought Cardano in this range here is a very rich person. Anyway, when we look at Cardano and we see this pattern here of support resistance in the trading line, I want us to bring to attention of when Cardano broke out of that, what it did. So it broke out, then it bled back down and made what this the trending line as support. And we see the exact same thing with VeChain. Okay, same exact thing. It just seems that maybe VeChain is lagging behind Cardano, but it seems to be mimicking similar movements. So if this is any indication of a bullish VeChain, I think it is. With that said, this is not a guarantee. One thing I want to, you know remind everyone is that, like VeChain doesn't have to move. Like we're taking risks on speculating if it will move. There's no guarantee it will happen. There's no guarantee we'll see a 10-cent VeChain. There's no guarantee that we'll see a $1.30 Cardano. People saying that it has to happen, that's a bad mindset in my opinion to be in. Okay, you should think in likelihoods and probabilities and weigh the risk, and then act accordingly on that. If you do think there's a good chance that Cardano will reach $1.38, then for sure you have a long position. But once you start getting into that mindset of it has to happen, when it doesn't happen, uh, I think it's a strain on your mental well being. I think it's like a side swipe or a left hook if you're in boxing, and you're not seeing it come in, and when it does happen, it knocks you out and it kind of throws you off your game. So with that said, everyone should have some sort of understanding that the markets are not going to play out exactly as you might think, and that there are risks with VeChain. That risk is well, it doesn't have to mimic Cardano. And if it does, there are certain factors that would require VeChain to do so. And one of them is Bitcoin. Actually, the main thing is Bitcoin. If Bitcoin volatility is up, if Bitcoin's making a run past $50,000 to the upper 50s, for example, if it gains thousands of dollars within the week, we will see VeChain against Bitcoin bleed. And we'll also most likely see VeChain against Ethereum bleed as well. So the field is set up for Cardano for VeChain. The field is set up. It now that matters is the moves that VeChain will make. It's set up for it. All it has to do is take it, but it doesn't have to take it. That's the problem. So if we look at Bitcoin and we see for the next week, 2 weeks, we don't see much movement, then we could determine the likelihood of VeChain continuing the rally it's on since January, since the beginning of February, um, is likely. It gets more and more likely, and then we can start focusing on that. But for now, because of the recent move of Bitcoin, I think it's important right now to keep an eye on Bitcoin. If it makes any drastic moves for the day, I mean, it's still early in the morning. Anything can happen in the morning, for the day. But if we say look at the hourly candles, which I never really do, but if you see it start running, making a run for it, Bitcoin, then expect the VeChain Bitcoin ratio to go down. It's currently up at 9%, but that can easily make a U-turn should Bitcoin start putting up like 3+% uh, above its closing price yesterday. And this would go the same for Ethereum, against Ethereum. VeChain is currently above the trading channel. Obviously, it has broke it, but it's struggling. And we could see the past 4 days it was downward price movement. Why? Because of Bitcoin volatility. And so yes, it does it negatively affects the VeChain Ethereum ratio as well, because VeChain is, although both altcoins are bleeding probably, VeChain is bleeding more than Ethereum. That's just the nature of the space. So in the end, all eyes are on Bitcoin. Bitcoin's above $50,000. The fork is still in front of us, and we're just waiting where the driver take like which road the driver decides to take, and we're simply just passengers on this ride. So that's all for today, you guys. Thank you so much for watching. Take care. Bye bye.